Good evening, you're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. On the show this Friday night, as the Aam Aadmi Party begins its nationwide membership drive for the general election, the BJP hits out at what Arun Jaitley calls their gimmickry, while the Congress snubs Jairam Ramesh for his praise of AAP. Are both the national parties nervous about the rise of the Aam Aadmi Party? And as Rahul Gandhi meets the Prime Minister today to push through key anti-corruption bills, is it too late for the Congress to take a high moral ground on corruption? That's a little later, but first, the Aam Aadmi Party began its nationwide membership drive today as it now sets its eyes on the Lok Sabha polls. Arvind Kejriwal says the party wants 1 crore members by Republic Day but won't stop there. The AAP's success in Delhi seems to have the two main players, the BJP and the Congress, caught on the back foot. Today, Arun Jaitley blogged about what he called the AAP's gimmicks, while the Congress snubbed Jairam Ramesh for his praise of the party.
Dial or message Aam Aadmi Party and become a member instantly. On its first day of recruitment drive, AAP added 3 lakh members, but the rookie party has much bigger plans.
टारगेट रखा है कि 26 जनवरी तक 1 करोड़ मेंबर्स बनाने हैं और उसके बाद फिर और बढ़ाएंगे.
Eye on the general elections, the drive called Main Bhi Aam Aadmi sought to spread its influence beyond Delhi. So far over, AAP boasts of 5 lakh new members and 300 offices across the country, including in places like Sikkim, Assam, Goa, Daman and Diu, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. At 60, Uttar Pradesh has the highest number of party offices, followed by Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat.
Just by filling a membership form, they feel a sense of belonging. They suddenly realize that they are now part of the family, they can do something.
AAP's brand of unconventional politics has prompted a string of high-profile personalities to join them. TV journalist Ashutosh quit a prominent news network to debut in politics. Social activist Medha Patkar is considering the AAP's invitation. Dancer activist Malika Sarabhai, banker Meera Sanyal, Captain Gopinath, who created Air Deccan, Infosys board member V. Balakrishnan have already joined the party. AAP's growing fan following has certainly rattled their rivals. Just yesterday, RSS warned BJP over the AAP factor and cautioned party leaders not to be complacent. On the defensive, senior BJP leader Arun Jaitley blogged, "These gimmicks do not have a lasting impact." Key Congress strategist Jairam Ramesh too warned his party against taking the AAP wave too lightly. Immediately in a terse reaction, Congress disowned Ramesh's comments.
Riding on the back of their stunning debut in Delhi and by their own assessment of the national mood, the Aam Aadmi Party has decided to take the national plunge and fight the upcoming Lok Sabha elections from maximum seats in several states. Will they be the big spoiler for Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi? Will be known only in May. But for now at least, they've got both the political parties thinking. With bureau inputs and camera person Sumi in New Delhi, I'm Sonal Mehrotra, NDTV.
So are both the national parties, the BJP and the Congress, nervous about the rise of the Aam Aadmi Party? Joining us tonight, national spokesperson of the Congress Party, Jayanti Natarajan from Chennai. From the BJP, its national spokesperson, Pinky Anand, joins us tonight from Goa. We have Chetan Bhagat here in the studio with us. Sociologist Ashish Nandi is here with us as well. Commentator and journalist Ashok Malik here. And Captain Gopinath, the newest member of the Aam Aadmi Party, or one of the newest members, joins us tonight from Bangalore. Let me ask Pinky Anand first on Arun Jaitley's blog today. Pinky Anand, Arun Jaitley said today that it is a party that is born out of reaction about the AAP, that the Delhi government's performance post the results has not been too inspiring, it doesn't have an agenda, they've been worried about the vehicles they travel in, the houses they occupy, the freebies they can distribute. These gimmicks do not have a lasting impact. Does this sound like you're judging them a little too early? They've just come to power and Mr. Jaitley seems to be quick to judge the Aam Aadmi Party.
You know, I must say, in all fairness, it's not a question of whether we are judging or the BJP is judging the Aam Aadmi Party in a hurry. The real problem seems to be, and which is apparent to all concerned, that Aam Aadmi Party has been doing its knee-jerk reactions. They announced half-baked schemes within 2 days of their coming in, which included trying to so-called deal with solutions of water and electricity. And it is apparent to the public at large that there has been no solution whatsoever, but just some kind of freebies which were proposed to be offered just to make people feel happy, without any kind of effect whatsoever across board and as per their manifesto. Similarly, this entire effect of house, VIP houses, VIP cars, and first saying they'll take them up and then ultimately foregoing them and saying we will waive them. I mean, you can see that there is no real attempt at governance whatsoever. So the question is not of judging them too early, it is the way they have been performing or promising to perform and judging them against their own standards. So obviously you can expect that on behalf of the people we are going to reflect how their performance has been knee-jerk.
Except that maybe you could wait a few months to do that because they have just started. Jayanti Natarajan, let me ask you. Jairam Ramesh said, don't make fun of the Aam Aadmi Party.
No,
making fun of them.
Just 1 second only.
Yeah.
Nidhi.
Go ahead, Pinky.
The question of judging them too early, I think the question is not of judging them too early. If you start making a plan and a proposal within 1 day of their coming before the trust vote, before they even have the authority and the mandate, though as per the constitution they may be there, but they hadn't won the trust vote and they came out with these schemes. So therefore the judgment is only as per what they are doing. If they don't do, we will not be obviously taking up any cudgels on that score. But if they do something which is anti-people and anti their own manifesto, obviously BJP will have to take up the cudgels on behalf of the people.
Okay, to the Congress party, Jayanti Natarajan, Jairam Ramesh said, don't make fun of the AAP. Making fun of them would be wrong. We cannot ignore them because what they are agitating about, whether it's corruption, austerity, simplicity in politics, these are legitimate values and today the Congress party is thinking about it. Now, he's been snubbed by Janardhan Dwivedi, who says this may be the opinion on some people who are over-enthusiastic. But if you see minutely, only those persons have illusions who themselves are not political workers. Is there a danger that you're taking the AAP and its impact for granted, Jayanti Natarajan?
No, not at all. I just want to say that these are issues that the Congress is already grappling with. I know that there are many debates, there are many issues, there are many headlines, Nidhi, but the fact of the matter is that I can point out the specific measures where the Congress has taken steps to tackle corruption, which no other party has taken before, starting with the Right to Information Act, as our Vice President Shri Rahul Gandhi pointed out in a speech. So these are steps which are being taken very seriously by the Congress, and these are not issues that the Congress takes lightly. As far as AAP is concerned, they are a political party. I believe that they've won and we've come forward to offer them our support. So obviously we are not taking any issue lightly and we are thinking in the very long term of the interests of the people. So today AAP is in government, it is with the support of the Congress. We were voted out, the BJP did not get voted in. The people stated their intention of Delhi, stated their intentions very clearly. And where is the question of taking anybody lightly?
Then what was wrong with what Jairam Ramesh said? What was wrong with what Jairam Ramesh said?
Look, Mr. Dwivedi has said what he has to say. I don't know if it was in response to what Jairam Ramesh said or not. But I just want to say that I'm here to represent the Congress and not speak about any remarks made by individuals.
Well, I'll tell you what Manish Tiwari, who's in the government, has said. He said several parties have come and become history soon and AAP will soon disappear from the Indian political landscape. So, I'm just wondering whether, again, you are underestimating what the AAP could do in these elections.
You know, if you take it in a cumulative way, Nidhi, whatever people do, whatever decisions, this is a party, the Congress is a party that's more than 137 years old. And we've had good times and we've had bad times. We're very realistic. Shri Rahul Gandhi has said categorically that we will fight. You know, we have lost these. Congress President also said, yes, we've lost. We learn our lessons. We'll come back. So we don't take something lightly. And the fact of the matter is, everybody has a right to form a party. If people want to join them, people will join them. And at the end of the day, it is the people of India who will decide who will deliver. But we have a right to our views.
Okay, you have a right to your view, fair enough. Chetan Bhagat, you wrote in December that AAP and Arvind Kejriwal have taken a bit of sheen off Narendra Modi's campaign in particular, and you've listed a number of reasons for that. Now, since December, we're almost a month later, or a few weeks later, would you still stand by that?
I think they've made it worse. I think
the BJP?
Yeah, I think at that time it was a bit of sheen off. I think they've completely derailed this campaign, and that's partly the BJP's own doing. I don't know why they keep attacking AAP. I don't know why they are in denial. I don't know why they don't clean up their act. What have you changed since AAP has come? I don't understand. 1/3 of your MPs have criminal cases against them. You are basically, if you go to a BJP gathering, 1 in 3 guys will be somebody who has a criminal case against them. How can you defend that? And you are saying that AAP will finish, AAP will be denial, AAP doesn't know what they are doing. What are you doing? You are talking of them as gimmicks. Have they not done gimmicks? What are statues? Are they not gimmicks? What are some of the issues BJPs have taken over the decades? Are they not gimmicks? Do they really make a meaningful difference to people's lives? Have you not won elections on gimmicks? So, you know, when you don't self-reflect, and I am shocked that Mr. Modi, who is projected as such a dabang strong leader, is not coming out and changing anything. And these guys are just sitting there. I mean, the dabangness, which is what the hallmark of Mr. Modi, frankly, firstly, it has been derailed because nobody's as dabang as Kejriwal. He stood against Sheila Dikshit and defeated her. I mean, just being honest, I am trying to help out. I mean, I don't know what they are doing, and they are sitting there and just saying that, you know, oh, nothing, they are gimmicks and they are this, and people will forget them. I mean, wake up, smell the coffee. Are you surrounded by chamchas who are telling you that they are, and many people say it's a media creation and things like that. I mean, are you serious? Are you guys really serious about doing anything? Or are you just going to come and condemn everybody else? Why do you condemn AAP?
Do you believe the only serious contenders of the BJP and the AAP in these elections, and the Congress is the least likely contender? Because that seems to have been your general line.
That is definitely clear.
Which is why you're focusing on the BJP.
The one good thing the BJP did was they announced Mr. Modi well in advance, and that is still like kind of making their boat sail a little bit. But unfortunately, they haven't done anything else post AAP but to criticize them. And whereas there is much in common which would mean what Mr. Modi stands for and what AAP stands for, but they keep on attacking AAP. And they've been regressive on section 377, and Mr. Modi has not come out on it. There are so many issues. I mean,
let me get a quick response from Pinky on that. Pinky, criticism there pretty sharp and scathing from Chetan Bhagat on the BJP's responses to AAP.
See, I don't know what Chetan is talking about as far as the question of what BJP should be doing and what BJP should not be doing. The thing is, when there are questions addressed of AAP's great performance, obviously there are certain issues which will be brought up, one. Secondly, as far as even the polls today are concerned, they are showing that Modi ji is being ranked as the topmost prime ministerial candidate in the country and not any other party, and I don't want to keep naming the other parties. Thirdly, as far as issues are concerned, BJP's agenda has been consistent. And just because other political new parties are coming in doesn't mean that we must change our entire strategy midstream or do something which appears to be new. What we have been doing is a categorical stand, for example, on anti-corruption. What we have done, for example, even on Delhi, and incidentally in Delhi, it is not as if we have lost. AAP got 28 and BJP did get 32. So it's not a question.
But
BJP, unlike AAP, did not collude with the Congress.
Given the anti-Congress, anti-corruption mood in Delhi, you should have swept Delhi. You didn't.
Nidhi, I want the other speakers to speak as well, but I want to...
Possibly. So there is obviously certain new features which we are taking into account, and every day there are strategies that are being evolved to try to appeal to the people of the country and try to show what we are doing.
Just one very brief thing, one brief comment.
Security is something which we need to address as far as the BJP is concerned, and we are doing that. Our organizational strength has been good. There have been a couple of features which Delhi has involved, which we are looking into and taking up.
Pinky, it is not enough. The trend is going towards AAP, and you guys are losing ground. Somebody needs to tell you that. I want the other speakers to speak and also, but you guys keep saying Congress is putting AAP up to cut the vote. Tell me something.
No, Chetan,
if Mr. Modi, Pinky, just let me one line. If Mr. Modi was so strong,
having come in,
Pinky, just one second. If Mr. Modi was so strong, how can the Congress put somebody up to cut his vote?
Party or a new political setup.
No, if Mr. Modi's wave was so strong, how can the Congress get somebody up to cut their vote? I mean, you guys are not doing enough. You are not doing enough, and you're going to lose ground. And how can you criticize AAP? Why didn't you congratulate them when they won Delhi?
For telling us.
Why didn't you offer support when they won Delhi?
Nobody is sitting back, Chetan.
Pinky,
I don't think that there is a sermonizing is what is required. However, yes, we always need to look into the situation.
But let me ask Professor Ashish Nandi that when you look at the warning signals for the AAP as well, and Ashok has written about this extensively, it's one thing to win in Delhi, it will be another thing to replicate that outside of Delhi, when equations, caste equations, other political equations become more complicated in this country. So is the AAP currently, the criticism is, riding too much on a media wave, a media created wave, rather than a genuine wave?
No, I don't think that's the way to look at it. The factors that are thrown up, or I am almost tempted to say, despite itself, it doesn't matter what AAP is. The factors in Indian politics, the forces which have thrown up AAP, operate outside Delhi too. And the idea that it is a media creation is also an artifact of the fact that AAP has a tremendous appeal within the Indian middle class. And the Indian middle class today is not it was 50 years ago. It is 5 times its original size. And now this middle class constitutes, you can call it the largest caste in Indian politics available for political mobilization. It is nearly 1/3 of India's voting population. And I think AAP, whatever it does, has somehow or other tapped into the consciousness of this middle class, its anxieties, its fears, and its hopes, and its desperate search for some ethical moorings in Indian politics. I don't think these two parties, national parties, can handle them. I think AAP may not last, it may not last, but it will leave an imprint on Indian politics. The Janata experiment after the emergency was also a bit of a joke. After a few months, nobody took it seriously, but nonetheless, it made constitutional changes which has made imposition of an emergency impossible for all time to come in India.
So you feel these elections will be critical then to the AAP's
and I have a feeling AAP will not only exercise a critical influence on the way next government is run, and this will be on the whole good for the Indian polity.
Captain Gopinath, let me though ask you about the other criticisms that not just Arun Jaitley but other commentators have also brought in about the way the AAP government in Delhi has been functioning. There's a lot of criticism that despite the way, despite the support it has from the people, there are concerns, for instance, about its sting, governance by sting, this anti-corruption helpline encouraging people to conduct sting operations on those they believe are asking for a bribe, vigilantism, sending volunteers into hospitals and schools and having a commando force set up for the safety of women. Those things, there was criticism that Arvind Kejriwal was too caught up about whether he should live in a 5-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom house and should just focus on governance instead. How would you address those criticisms that as you become a national party, that there are, as Arvind himself said, immature mistakes that have been made, which may cost them, which may cost the AAP?
I think sometimes, discretion is the better part of valor. They have probably sometimes jumped the gun or, hip shooting. I think they have also admitted that. But I think, as Chetan Bhagat very clearly said, I think they have, and Ashish also, the most important thing is they have changed the nature of politics forever, and they have demonstrated conclusively that you can win an election without money power, muscle power, and caste politics. And they have come on a single agenda now of corruption and governance, and also ensuring that the politicians who get elected then become masters, they become brazen, they become arrogant, and this arrogance of putting criminals and just cocking a stook at everything. And so I think that will be the single biggest contribution of the AAP, regardless of how many seats they may get in the Lok Sabha elections, that if they have made the other parties sit up and get the population up in arms against this existing politics of muscle power. And as Chetan said, I think Narendra Modi had a good admiration as an individual, but he has not done anything in the institution level in terms of the Lokayukta in Gujarat even now. Or, for example, take Karnataka, for example. Yesterday, Yediyurappa has been readmitted to the party. I mean, you know, his cabinet was the most corrupt in the history of the whole country. And so he did nothing. And so he's looking the other way. That means he brought him back basically because he represents the Lingayat community. So it's back to again caste politics. So they have not learnt anything. One is corruption. The other one is caste politics again. So I think AAP may make some more mistakes. I know that they need to do something on defense policy, foreign policy, economic policy. I mean, these are issues that are serious, but I think the most important issue is governance and corruption, because if you fix it, you fix most things.
Okay,
I think people have not understood that.
Ashok,
because you can hire the best economists.
I think yes, but
See,
I think the issues, the concerns about your
country.
style of governance are also important issues that have to be addressed, and I'll get to that in a moment. So Ashok, you have written that you believe it will be far more difficult for Arvind Kejriwal outside of Delhi, and we may not be talking about him 6 months from now. Why do you believe that? Because isn't it a fact that the BJP internally is worried about the impact that they'll have on them in urban seats?
I have a slightly broader point to make. There are two big narratives in the run-up to 2014. One is the narrative of anger, the anger against the political system, anger against the Congress and the BJP, against conventional politics, the anger of the little man, the frustration of the little man. Let's be honest, let's be fair, Arvind Kejriwal has made that narrative of anger his intellectual property in vast parts of young and urban India. One has to grant him that. The other competing and equally compelling narrative is the narrative of aspiration, of hope, of ambition, of economic empowerment, where it seems Mr. Modi still may have a head start. But this is early in the game. Both are very strong, powerful narratives. Let's see which one goes ahead. Certainly, if Mr. Modi only attacks the Congress and only has a negative campaign, he won't get much traction. He has to give a big picture, big ideas, positive spin to his whole campaign now. The two things I'd like to point out in addition to that. One, whether you look at the narrative of anger or the narrative of aspiration, both of which are very strong narratives, the Congress is at the receiving end of both.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the Congress can really celebrate about. Third, as AAP grows as a party and gets in more and more people, some good people, people with a strong accomplished background and people with a dubious background, like the MLA who's joined them in Delhi today, the fact is their political rivals will point out contradictions in the way AAP functions. For instance, Mr. Gopinath, Captain Gopinath, is an iconic figure in Indian aviation. He set up India's first low-cost private airline. He's a legendary figure. On the other hand, you have AAP leaders in Delhi saying we want to nationalize airports. Now, there is a contradiction here, which people will point out, and they have a right to point it out.